Good afternoon and welcome to a Rebels Radio interview with Joint Manager Neil Baker. How are you?
Yeah, very well, John. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. What's been going on over the last few weeks then?
Well, obviously we're back training. Started Tuesday. We had pretty much everyone from last season, with the exception of Guy Hollis, Warren Harris, and Johnny Dyer, who are all still on holiday back this week. So yeah, had everyone down. We've had a few trialists as well. So we're just sort of getting going and sort of looking forward to sort of starting the friendlies. Obviously, when we start next week.
Yeah, you've had no fixtures for the league yet, but you've had a couple of cup draws in the last few days. What do you make of them?
Yep. Well, we got the FA Trophy draw first, which was probably the hardest one you could get at this stage. The highest ranked teams are Step 3 sides, which obviously we are now. However, it's no secret that Margate are really going for it this year, and I think they will be the favourites for the Ryman Prem. They're spending a lot of money. They've got obviously Terry Brown and Stuart Cash, who used to be my assistant manager when I played at Aldershot. So, I know that they've been sort of bringing players in from league football, a lot of ex-AFC Wimbledon players. So we know that they're going to be a very strong side. And it'd be a really tough place to go. So that probably wasn't the easiest draw that you could have hoped for in a trophy. But it's a game that we'll relish and we'll look forward to. Obviously with the FA Cup, at the moment we're a little bit unsure on who we'll be playing, because obviously there's 2 rounds before that. But in the FA Cup, any draw at home is a good draw, and obviously the fact that the sides will either be a Step 5 or a Step 6 side, is a good draw on paper. But we'll be doing our due diligence and sort of checking out the teams who we might be playing. And funnily enough, I'm going to watch one of the sides today in a pre-season friendly, just to sort of get a look, just in case we end up playing them. So we're delighted that we had a home draw, and it's obviously something that we want to do well. The FA Cup's something we want to progress in, and hopefully we can do that.
How was the mood around training this week? You mentioned there was a few faces missing. Obviously, you'd been on tour a few weeks ago. How are people settling in? How are the new faces getting involved?
Yeah. I mean, it's always interesting when you start and there's a few new faces. It becomes very competitive. Training becomes very competitive because the new lads want to show the old lads what they can do, and also vice versa. So. It does take. I always think it takes a few weeks to settle down a little bit, but the new lads have all come in and done well, and sort of got themselves in amongst the lads, and obviously the lads that we had from last season, they've just sort of stepped back into it. So vast majority of them were away with each other on 2 weeks ago, and they were sort of coming up with various stories from when they were away, and and things like that. So no, it's been great. It's been very relaxed. We obviously gave them today off, which is Saturday, and they'll be in Tuesday, Thursday this week before the Windsor game on Saturday.
Yeah, and going into the Windsor game, how do you approach those pre-season friendlies? Obviously, you've got ideas, you've got some experience of old players, you've got some trialists, you've got some new players. What do you do? Well,
it's a case of the early friendlies in particular are a case of getting minutes into the lads' legs. We'll probably have 17, 18 players, maybe even more, for the Windsor game, and that means that a lot will only be playing 45 minutes. But at this stage, that's probably the best way to do it. You build it up until sort of come the end of the last last few pre-season games, where you're getting a lot more playing 90 minutes at a time, and we want to ease them into it. There's no point in sort of hitting their stripes and everything at this stage of the season. It's a case of get some minutes under their belt, try and remain injury free, and just build it up, and hopefully, as we say, come the 9th of August, they'll be ready to go. But I mean, the Windsor game's a perfect one. It's a great pitch, and we've been lucky with the friendlies this year, because all the games are going to be on grass pitches at stadiums, as opposed to being on a 3G pitch or on a park pitch, and it just makes it a little bit easier to sort of get your head into into actual football games, because sometimes when you're playing on a 3G pitch, for example, you tend to overcomplicate things, do things that you wouldn't do in a game. So we're quite lucky in the friendlies we got this year. So no, we're just looking forward to getting going, really. So we've got a few, in every game I think we've got a few players that will be missing at various times. I think Woos has to miss 3 or 4 of the games due to his work shift patterns. You've got to understand that none of the lads get paid at this stage of the season, so there are other things that do take preference. And then we've got a few that have various holidays throughout the pre-season period, and to be honest, it probably works out quite well because it enables other players to get 90 minutes.
Brilliant. Ahead of next Saturday, is there anything that you need to tell us about Tour?
Well, I don't know what you
well,
mean,
I heard there's some rumours going around that one of the joint managers slightly underperformed on the Tour, and I don't want to name names here, but was that anything to do with you?
I have no idea what you mean. If you're talking about having to come home a day earlier because he can't handle the pace, then yeah, that was me.
Brilliant. Well, I'm sure everyone will look forward to joining you next week at Windsor for the first Slough game of the season. But until then, thank you very much for your time and enjoy the friendly this afternoon.
Thank you very much. Cheers.